Terrorists win.
Hey everyone, Rob here from Fire Team 6, and today we're going to talk about airsoft sniping. Now, precision rifle is something near and dear to my heart because professionally one of the many hats I wear is a SWAT sniper. That is not to say that I am the end-all be-all on all things related to precision rifle. That would probably be a more fit title for Brammer, who's another member of our team. He's a military sniper and a sniper instructor. And he knows a ton of stuff. He taught me pretty much everything I know about the subject. But it does put me in a position to kind of dispel some commonly held misconceptions regarding airsoft sniping, which in reality has very little to do with real world sniping, but we'll get to that. First thing I want to talk about is dispelling the myth of the sniper fantasy, which is a lot of what newer snipers in airsoft are. Some very experienced snipers in airsoft try to aspire to, that they're going to go out there in the woods in a ghillie suit all by themselves, and they're going to lay someplace for a really long time, and they're going to be plinking people at 300 yards, and they're not going to know where it's coming from, and blah 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 blah. It's largely bullshit. The guy who runs off on his own like that is basically screwing over his own team, and that kind of player is not welcome on our team ever. So let's talk about how to utilize a sniper in airsoft effectively. The first thing we have to do is acknowledge the limitations of the role. Okay, so we're going to talk about range. Now, I'm talking about range, I'm talking about effective range. Okay, I'm talking about when you're going to hit what you're aiming at 90% of the time. Okay, I'm not talking about maximum range. I'm not talking about Hail Mary arcing range. I'm talking about realistic range for each of these classes. Now first we have our rifleman, all right? 400 FPS, some games they can shoot full auto, ours they don't, but whatever. Realistic range, effective range, 9 out of 10 times, hitting your target, 150 feet, okay? Next we have DMR, semi-auto, up to 450 FPS. Realistic range, probably about 175, maybe a little further. Yeah, you can arc them a little past 200, but beyond that, it's all Hail Mary. Finally, we got the sniper, bolt action sniper, up to 550 FPS, and they can hit out to 225, maybe a little bit beyond. That's your range. Anybody who says they can hit people at 300 feet was either A, very lucky with the wind at their back, or B, doesn't know how far 300 feet is. So realistically, this little gap here between 150 and 225 is kind of our sweet spot for being an airsoft sniper. That's the distance that we want to be engaging targets at. If they get closer than that 150, you're doomed. You're done. In fact, if they get closer to 175, you better be looking to run, because you're not going to be able to hang with the volume of fire that an AEG or a rifleman is going to be sending down range at you. Okay? So we're going to talk about how do we use this sweet spot, okay, this 175 to 225 to our advantage and our team's advantage as a sniper. Alright, the first way we're going to talk about how we utilize airsoft snipers effectively on our team is within the team itself, within the skirmish line. Alright, they're kind of our designated killer. I don't know how else to describe them. Now, today for this scenario, regular guys are blue, okay? These are regular riflemen, okay? And here they're going to be clearing an area this way. And our bad guy is going to be yellow. Now, usually our bad guys are red, but unfortunately today, my kids are using the red magnet things for a different project, so we're stuck with yellow. That's the breaks. And our sniper is going to be this guy right here, green, okay? Now, as this team moves forward, we usually have the sniper sit a little bit back. Why is that? Because we don't want him getting stuck, getting suppressed by fire when he doesn't really have the ability to return fire at the same rate that he's receiving it. Okay, so he's going to be back so he can pick a spot. Now let's say that these guys get here and they start getting fire at about 200 feet, okay? Which is basically right at the edge of effective range, more like ineffective range. They might get lucky and get some hits. But for riflemen, you're pretty much at the edge of their range. Then the sniper can pick and choose his position he wants to go to while these guys are suppressing our two bad guys, and he can engage them because even though this is 200 feet, which is on the edge of their range, for him it's nothing. He's good all the way out to 225, and he can pick these guys off, okay? And then he'll go back here, the team will continue moving, and so on and so forth, and that's how we're going to use him as our designated killer. Now, that means he gets all the glory, and these guys are basically just suppressors for him, but that's the breaks. In our experience, this has been an extremely effective way to deploy an Airsoft Sniper. It's not as sexy as a fantasy, but it sure is a lot more effective. Okay? Now the second way we use them is a little more traditional sniper overwatch kind of deal. Once again, here's our riflemen, they're advancing this way. Here's our two bad guys, all right? And the way we deploy them this way is on the flank. We'll deploy our sniper, try to put him somewhere over here. That way, as they're engaging here, this sniper can either take them out or harass these people with sporadic fire or whatever to make these guys' job easier. The point is that we're tuning to get two different angles of attack on our bad guys, our objective, or whatever it is. And the sniper with his increased range gives us a nice ability to do that outside of a range where they can engage him back. Now, obviously, when we do this, the sniper is absolutely totally unprotected. He's out on his own. And when he's sitting there on the scope, it's real easy for someone to sneak up on him and take him out. So what do? Well, we put a protector with him. Okay, I don't like using the term spotter because that's really not what he's doing. That's a military concept, and it just doesn't really play well in Airsoft for a variety of reasons I'm not going to get into. But in short, the sniper spotter fantasy doesn't exist in Airsoft. This guy's job is to protect the sniper. It's to be his eyes, keep an eye on the surroundings so nobody comes up and gets him, and also if people do come at him, to keep them at bay, keep them beyond that 150, 175 foot range. If they get within that, he's in trouble, okay? That's the main goal of this protector who runs with the sniper. You can call him sniper assistant, whatever. Hell, call him a spotter if you want to, but just understand that that doesn't really equate in Airsoft. So those are the two main ways that we deploy snipers on our team, and it works really well for us. If you got any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section. Try to keep the hate comments to a minimum because I know I just probably hurt some feelings out there of some of the Airsoft snipers. Sorry. And thanks for watching.